Alyce and Charles Horton sit on a couch inside their Grafton home, and they smile at each other. They glance like only a couple married 32 years can, and they hold hands. Sure, they hold hands because we ask them to, but I bet they hold hands when we're not looking as well. This bond, though, well, it didn't get off to exactly a fast start.
I had a tenant that was interested in me meeting a nice lady.
And he kept telling Charles, I have this nice young lady I'd like for you to meet.
My tenant had set up several dates for us to meet.
And every time they set up to come see me, Charles would not show up.
My tenant was a motorcycle guy, drove a Harley, leather, and I just wasn't so crazy about who he was going to introduce me to.
So then one day he came to collect the rent from my friend, and my friend says, I'm taking you over to her house right now. And that's how we met.
They dated for 2 years, and depending on who you ask, it was either difficult or fun. Charles was working for ServiceMaster at a hospital in Louisville, Kentucky at the time.
I was at Central State Hospital, and during the time that I was there, I came home every other weekend, and then Alyce came there every other weekend, and we just had a lot of fun.
And so finally, I kind of asked him to marry me.
Charles would eventually buy his own franchise of ServiceMaster, thanks to a loan from Alyce's family of entrepreneurs. And the Hortons put down roots. In the beginning, those roots took hold in Oberlin.
When you're starting a business as a one or two-man team, because Alyce helped me start the business, it was very important to be a part of the community.
Alyce saw that example in her own parents.
My father owned a trucking business, so he would go down into what we call the produce yard in Pittsburgh, and he would bring home people that, what we would call today homeless people. And when he would bring them to our house, he would feed them or give them a job or give them money and help them.
It was Charles who saw a need in Oberlin, with the elderly specifically. He saw his opportunity to help that group of people as a founding member of the Zion Community Development Corporation.
It's a very important initiative because there needs to be an organization looking out for the elderly. Many of these folks have no one else to turn to.
Alyce finds her focus with 100 Women Who Care. Why?
Because I just don't believe that we're put on this earth to do nothing. You know, there are so many people in need. So if you can't give back one way, you can certainly give back another.
Charles describes his wife as the fun one. She smiles all the time, he says. He's more serious, but she's changed him a little, loosened him up. Alyce even got Charles to participate in the Ohio Dance Theater's Dancing with the Stars.
Well, I initially was the first person in our family to do Dancing with the Stars, okay? So, and then I talked him into doing it.
And we really had a lot of fun. We got a lot of folks involved. We raised a lot of money for the Ohio Dance Theater. And it was just a wonderful event.
And I'm the better dancer.
So at the end of the day, in the Hortons, you have a couple that has stayed together for over 30 years. They built a business together, engaged their community together, cared for others and laughed with love with all of us. They put themselves out there every day, and because of that, we're all better.